Hi, and welcome back for another eMarketer Industry Voices, Marketing in Uncertain Times. I'm Marissa Kozlov, Vice President at eMarketer. As we move into the end of the year, we continue to bring you more perspectives on how marketers are working through today's challenges and what they envision for the future. Today, I'm joined by Justin Rosenberg, CEO and founder of Honeygrow. The restaurant chain first opened its doors in 2012 in Philadelphia. You can find locations serving locally sourced dishes in Boston, Brooklyn, and the DC area, as well as at your door through their on-demand grocery offering, Honeygrow at Home. Hey, Justin, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to see you as well.
Justin, let's talk about Honeygrow's beginnings. You did not come from a food or a hospitality background. In fact, after graduating college, you went to business school and then worked in commercial real estate. With your own shift to a plant-based diet, you saw a need to revamp the fast dining category. So what did you take from your previous experience working a quote unquote desk job that helped shape Honeygrow's business plan and your marketing strategy?
Yeah, so Penn State grad and zero restaurant hospitality backgrounds and really good at eating things late at night, of course. But when I graduated, eventually got a job in finance, and really being exposed to a lot of different concepts within the properties for the company that I work for. They own a bunch of shopping malls, so I'd see various tenants in different geographic areas, and it'd be really fascinating to me to see the brands that did really well versus a lot of the brands that didn't. And I was always very impressed with the Apples of the world when the Apple stores really rolled out, doing crazy numbers per square foot in sales. And Chick-fil-A opened 6 days a week, doing top line revenue that often rivaled some of the anchor stores in the properties. So I just really wanted to kind of dig into that. And my passion has always been to build something I put my soul into and scale it. And that's kind of how it all began.
That's an interesting connection that you make between retail stores as well as restaurants. And for both of them, we all remember at the start of the pandemic with shelter in place orders and only essential businesses being allowed to remain open, restaurants were forced to close their doors and really get creative, as well as other retailers, in order to stay afloat. Honeygrow was certainly no exception. And because of that, you launched Honeygrow at Home. So tell us more about that program and also how you marketed that to your customers.
Honeygrow at Home was one of the things that we created in response to, oh my God, the sky is falling. We need to be creative without spending a lot of money. Pretty much overnight, our business model shifted from people coming to the restaurants to not. And we wanted to figure out a creative solution that we can provide people with items that we have in the restaurant delivered to them. So at this point, we were already working with third-party delivery providers. And we figured, look, we already have all this produce, our noodles, our sauces. Let's sell it. And that also, at least where I am in Philadelphia, if you're ordering on, at the time, Amazon, Instacart, it was like impossible to get some basic stuff. So we figured, okay, let's test this out. It was pretty cool. We didn't really do much marketing other than really pushing it on our app, native marketing on Instagram, Facebook, spreading the word. And quite frankly, the noodles component at least was very successful, and the sauce component was very successful, that as regular restaurant sales began to increase, we sunset a lot of the produce and continued to sell our noodles and sauces via our app.
And really, for people who don't cook all the time, having the ingredients delivered right to their doors to recreate your meals, I'm sure was a huge win-win and a big benefit for your customers. And in thinking about the ways in which your customers were also ordering, you saw your customers quickly pivot from dining in to 100% mobile app orders. And according to recent data that we published in the summer, eMarketer estimates that US smartphone food delivery app users will grow to 45 million users in 2020, which is a growth of 25%. What changes did Honeygrow need to make quickly to ensure that the brand could fulfill this influx of mobile app orders?
As a company, Honeygrow has always been 100% app-based. The big difference was prior to COVID, 60% of our sales were coming from folks coming in the restaurant ordering at our ordering kiosks. The remainder of our sales was a mix between our mobile app and third-party delivery. Overnight, nobody can go in the restaurants anymore. Customers can't come in. We had to figure out pretty much how to stay afloat. We immediately adopted curbside pickup on our app. So you essentially order a Honeygrow dish on your app. We text you, you text curbside back, and somebody comes out. We adopted that like third week of March, like immediately, which is something we knew was going to be successful for us. And also relying on third-party delivery. Quite frankly, our third-party partners were great in the sense of a lot of folks who never knew Honeygrow were on their platforms. They discovered us. So from a marketing standpoint, we work with our third-party partners to really kind of just push visibility And at the same time, for our app curbside experience, work with a digital marketing agency to essentially identify folks who have never been to Honeygrow, target them, and then get guests who are kind of casual guests coming in maybe once or twice a month, target them to come in maybe once a week. And it was a very successful campaign.
Honeygrow has always bought its ingredients locally. How has the brand pledged to continue to help other local businesses and farms during this time of economic uncertainty?
I think the key thing is staying open. I'm a board member of the Common Market Mid-Atlantic Group, and it's a farmer aggregator group that nonprofit gathers a bunch of stuff from local farms and distributes to restaurants, hospitals, schools. And really the key thing right now is just staying open and being able to continue to provide a product. We buy as local as possible simply because when I created the company, that's just how my family and I eat. And we continue to do so. Certainly our avocados aren't coming from Pennsylvania, but if we can get it local, quite frankly, it tastes better, it looks better. And we're not really going to deviate from that as long as we can maintain quality and cost and all of the above.
Before we end today, let's talk about the changes that your business had to make and also some of the changes that happened prior to the start of the pandemic. Your business went through some transitions even before the shutdowns in March. You had to rethink your growth strategy as well as the number of locations. Right now, Honeygrow has 26 locations, but tell us what's in store for 2021.
Our first 5 years were amazing, and then we got a little arrogant thinking, oh, we could open everywhere. And suddenly you get punched in the face, like, oh my God, wait a second, we should probably take some time to really finesse this and make it even better. So we took about 2 years off from growth, which was one of the best things we could have ever done as an organization. By the end of 2019, we were more profitable than we've ever been. And then of course, COVID happened and we were able to reverse that as well to once again be in a more profitable state now than ever. We opened a restaurant in the middle of the pandemic. It actually was our most successful restaurant opening we've ever had and continues to be one of our most profitable restaurants in our portfolio. And we figured out what to do, what not to do, mistakes not to make ever again. And my investors, myself, we're all excited for continued smart growth on the upcoming years.
That's really inspiring to hear. And I think that so many people are looking really for that success story, not only from something that happened prior to the pandemic, but a success that happened during this time of uncertainty and just craziness. So congratulations to you and the entire team at Honeygrow. And thank you for joining us today. It was so nice to see you. And thanks to all of you for tuning in to Industry Voices, Marketing in Uncertain Times. We'll see you soon. And until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and please wear a mask.